Good morning, Soul Fam. There I am. Beautiful day. Another day for something new. Every day is an opportunity for something new. And what you did yesterday could be left in the past. And what you want to create today could set a path for a new life, new experience, and a new way of being. You have that choice. You always do. But your mind won't allow you to accept it. Say, no, this is it. This is it. This is all you have, and this is all that will ever be. So just accept it. But it's up to you to say, that's bullshit. I'm not believing it. And I'm going to prove you wrong. And just prove it wrong. Keep on pushing through. You'll make it to the other side. And then it's up to you to be like, you see? See, a lot of people, they'll talk to that inner critic in their head and agree with it when it tells them, oh, it's not good enough, just give up. It's too hard. I don't know why you thought you could do it in the beginning. It's so easy to listen to them things. But why is it so difficult to listen to that voice where you amp yourself up and say, you could do it, come on, you got this, you're strong, you're this, you're that, and then you just can't find a reason to believe any of that? Why is it it's so easy to think negatively and to ignore the positive? That's social programming. We weren't born with that. You want to know how I know? For example, let's just say you're trying to become a bar star, right? Those really cool, tricky guys on the pull-up bars doing all their fucking flips and doo-wops and shit. Looks pretty neat, you know? Looks impressive. And you start doing them, and you could finally get a pull-up in. And then all of a sudden, some guy comes up, and he's been doing it for 10 years. And he just shows you all types of shit. And it kind of makes you feel like shit, like, wow, I got a lot of ways to go. Fuck, man. Fuck this. And just give up, right? Or maybe you're in the middle of a trick, and you fucking fail 3 times, or the first time, and you're like, I can't do it. I give up. Now, what if you had that conditioning when you were a baby? What if that was your biological conditioning? You would never know how to walk. You would never know how to talk. You would never know how to do anything. Because the moment that you fell down, you would just quit and say, oh, I can't do it. It's too difficult. But seeing that isn't in our biological makeup. No, we get back up. We know that falling is part of the process. It's just as important as that first step. That first, standing on your own 2 legs. It's all just important. Falling is just as important as them steps as well. But we don't, for some reason, within our social conditioning, we forgot that. And we thought that we were just supposed to be great through the door. And that's not true. And we have to remove that conditioning that, greatness takes time. And as long as I'm committed to being my greatest expression, I will achieve that eventually. And it's never fully reached, but you could sit there and, keep inventory of your progress. So just know, whenever you want to give up on something because you fell the first time, that's not who you are. That's not part of your biological makeup. And you have to ask yourself, where did you pick this up at? And when did I pick it up? And when did I think that it was my truth? And then find that and release it. Even if you can't find the specific moment of when you agreed, when you made this agreement, you could disagree and say, you know what? That shit ain't working for me. I'm going to find a new agreement. I'm going to make a new agreement. And that is to not get upset when I fall, to know that it's part of the process. And it's just as important as all the rest of the other steps. As long as I get up. As long as I get up. Because every day, it's something new. It's something new. And if you're just living the same day in and out, you're doing that. And you could undo it. But it takes you. Just you. No one else. No one else. If you don't want it for yourself, you'll never get it. A lot of the times we do things because we want to impress another individual. And once we realize, once we impress that individual, or we realize that we couldn't, we just gave up. Because it wasn't really that important to us. It was only important to impress that person, to get validated, to get a pat on the back and say, whoa, you're cool, bro. You're fucking amazing. Not knowing that all these compliments, all this validation is just an illusion, you know? It's not even real, you know? It's real to them because they think it's true, but it's really not. It's just another perspective. One of the 8.4 billion perspectives on this planet, you know? So find out what it is that you want to create, whether it's a new personality that creates a new personal reality, whether it's a brand, whether it's, you know, a game, an app, it doesn't matter. As long as it's true to you and it's in service to creation, you're going to do something great. But it all starts with ignoring that conditioned voice in your head that we've been listening for so long, that seems so real because it's never ending. But it's time that we just say, you know what, I'm done listening to you. You're not in service to me. You're the fucking main reason why I am where I am. I take full accountability for listening. I apologize and I forgive myself for listening to that voice for so long that kept me grounded in a very, very hostile universe. Now I'm starting to live in a more peaceful universe, one that is more balanced and harmonious. Because out here is a reflection of what's inside. So if it's chaotic out here and it's fearful out here, then it's probably fearful inside. And you're not going to fix this out here until you fix it in here. And I mention this time and time again because it's one of the most important things that you'll ever know is your thoughts are far from truth. And they're only true is because you believe them. And the moment that you quit believing them, the moment that they stop being true for you. But some of these beliefs are so fucking embedded in our consciousness that we think that's us. And it's hard to convince ourselves that it's not us. And that it's just going to take a little time to mute that voice and recreate a louder voice that is more positive, more optimistic, more loving, more supportive, more creative. It all starts with us, y'all. You know? If you want to change the world, change yourself. You ain't got to change anybody else but yourself. That's the only thing. It's the only thing you came here to do. Is change yourself and be the example. And then if somebody has a question and you have what you feel is a good answer or a good response, then go ahead. But your responsibility is yourself, no one else. And then the moment you realize that and you accept that as truth, you start feeling a lot lighter. Like, wow, you know, I don't have to live up to anybody's expectations. With the fear that if I fall outside their comfort zone, there's going to be conflict, and I don't want conflict, so let me just stay right here and just people please all my life. But I don't know, I'm kind of ranting off, so I just wanted to just share my take on, you know, falling's part of the process. And embrace that. Embrace falling. And just saying, yeah, I am getting closer because, you know, it's getting more difficult and I'm falling. Last time I wasn't falling because it was easier, you know. But now I reached a new level and now I'm falling. So I must be getting better. Yes, thank you. I am great. I can do anything I want. Anything. It all starts with the words you tell yourself. And before that, it all starts being mindful of. When you're not controlling that voice in your mind, what's it telling you? When you're not the one in there directing the thoughts on, well, think about this, think about that. When you're not doing that and they're just on co-pilot, what are they doing? Is it peaceful in there? When you're just letting them free flow? Or is it fucking chaos and turmoil and resistance? You know? Because there's going to be a point in time where, like, you'll get so good at this where the voices in your head are fucking pretty positive. Not saying that you won't have a day where like, wow, you know, I find myself falling more into the negativity, but it's not you falling behind. It's just reality catching up to your integration. So then it seems more challenging again. But it's really an illusion. It's really an illusion. You didn't fall back. You just moved to a next level. And now it's a little bit more challenging. So you can congratulate yourself. And just be with yourself. That's all you need to do. If you're looking for healing, you have all the healing you want out here in nature, with your feet connected to the ground, fresh air flowing through your vessel, clean water, and not necessarily in my case, but hopefully in your case, healthy food. You know, that's one thing that I am working on. Like, ooh, it is such a struggle because food's drugs. Like, a majority of us, we won't consider this, but food is a drug to us. It's something we run to when times get tough and we need something to kind of just distract us and give us a little pleasure, a little unearned pleasure, right? So we just indulge in these foods, and in the moment, oh, it tastes amazing, it's so good. But then when you're sitting bloated, overfed, it's feeling like shit, you're like, damn, man, why'd I do that? And it's constantly do that. And you don't have to. But it all starts with your first step. It could be anything, as long as it's in the forward direction. But it all starts with loving yourself.